Hello and welcome everyone. I am covering the Battlefield 6 portal in this video. And what is the Battlefield 6 portal? This is where you can create servers or games, or I'm going to call them experiences, that you can then go and play with your friends in private lobbies. You can use them for bot farming, for XP, for trophies, achievements, and things like that. Now, it isn't perfect. There's a lot of issues. We'll discuss them as we go. But I'm going to explain exactly how you set up an experience on the portal and play it in game. That's the aim of this video, and hopefully I'll answer a lot of your questions. I'm not, however, going to go through every single detail and suggestions on how to make your portal experience. That's entirely up to you. Look through all the settings, do as you please. But we start here at this website. Whether you play on console, PC, you need to go through the main website. I'm going to link this down below in the video description. There'll be a link that'll take you straight here. We still got the Battlefield portal up for 2042, but if we go over to Battlefield 6 portal, you can click on Start Creating. This will take you to the Battlefield 6 portal page where you sign in. You've got to sign in to continue. Now, you'll need to know your EA details to sign in, your EA email, your EA password, and once you're signed in, you are going to get this page here where you can create experiences. Power to the creator. Now, you can see I've made one already, been playing around with this so I can make this video. We're going to make an entirely new one today and explain the differences between like a custom experience or a official experience, I think it's called. We'll find out now as we go through. So we're in the website, we're ready to create our portal experience. What we want to do is click on create new, and there you go. It's called verified, rather. So you've got portal custom and verified modes. These are two different portal experiences you can create. The difference here, if you create a custom one, it's fully customizable, kind of like with the verified ones as well. But you are going to be very limited on what XP gains that you can get, and also trophies and achievements within the game are not going to work. So if you're looking to make like an XP farming server or anything like that, it's not the way to go, really. You want to make a verified modes one. This one, you're able to have all XP switched on, which means you can farm XP, you can level up, you can do what you want in it as if you're playing proper multiplayer. And so if you want to play this with your friends or whatever and you want to earn XP, you're best to go verified modes way. I'm not sure if custom will allow you to set it up within a way where all XP is achievable. Something I've not tested, potentially is. But if you are looking for like a fully custom, well, a full experience which gives you full XP, then verified modes is your safest bet. Now, I'm not going to go through custom today. If you want to go through that, you click default, you go through all the settings, which are pretty much the same as what I'm about to show you. And there's just a lot more customization options before you save it. But it's pretty much the same as what I'm going to show you now for verified modes. So I'm going to do a verified mode, and we're going to create a conquest experience. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to click on Start Editing. Now, these are all the different settings that you have. These are pretty similar to the custom mode settings, just not as many. You start with mode and you can change some things here. Again, this is not stuff we're going to play around with in this video. This is up to you to play around with, or you to determine what you want to do. What I would say though, I'm guessing if you change these a little bit too much, you might not get full XP. Again, not sure on that. You will find out once you've created it though. The game does tell you, and I'll show you that towards the end. You can pick map rotation. Here's all the different maps you can have. So you can take out maps, you can put in maps. So we'll put in, what's my favorite map so far? Probably Brooklyn. Really like Brooklyn. We'll throw that map in there, but you can have more maps. You can throw whatever maps in that you want on rotation. And then you can do some team settings. There's some settings here where you can adjust team size, friendly fire, squad revive, on or off, stuff like that. Again, be careful what you change here. I'm imagining if you do stuff like squad revive, it'll tell you what it does when you click on information. I imagine stuff like this and too many customizations like this might turn off XP, I'm guessing. Not 100%, but maybe. Modifiers, you got a lot of different modifiers you can turn off or on through toggles, through gameplay, soldier, vehicle, user interface, and bots. And then there's restrictions. You can restrict the experience to certain classes. You can also choose what weapons you want people to be able to use, what vehicles that are going to be available, gadgets that are going to be available as well. Lots of customization settings there. Rules editor. I'm guessing rules editor is not in. We can't do that here. That must be custom mode where you can do rules editor. And it might be that makes the XP not work. So you might be okay changing whatever else you want in any of the others to still get full XP. Again, you'd have to trial and error. But finally, it's publish. So you go through all of that, you set it up how you want to, and then you click on publish and you name it whatever you want. So we're going to just call this GC test. You give it an experience description. I'm just going to call it GT test. And then it tells you here moderation steps. So you submit to moderation and it can take a few hours. If it goes in review by the moderation, the content is locked and cannot be edited. Action needed, content is flagged by moderation and you have to make necessary changes to resubmit. But once it's published, content is successfully published and you can enjoy the community, which means you can go in game and you can play this server. There is a problem, and I will explain this as we go. A lot of people complaining about it, but we'll talk about it in a few moments. So we're going to click on step 2. We're going to pick a nice picture. I'm going to go sledgehammer. Step 3 is basically check everything, and you'll see here, before you even save it, whether you're going to get full XP or not. It said verified game mode, normal XP progression for this experience. So my guess at this point is that you can make loads of changes here, but here you can check if the XP is full. If it says that, you're good. Everything's going to be full XP. You'll earn XP as if you play multiplayer normally, which a lot of people want. However, if you go on custom game mode, it won't say this. It will say that XP is limited, basically. But when it says this and you get full XP, you also can go and get trophies and achievements which are attached to multiplayer within this mode, and you can play bots and stuff like that. We'll talk about how you do that in a moment. So that's all ready to go. We're going to click create new. Now, when I did this the other day, one thing here is players need to own premium content to play. All this means is players need to own Battlefield 6. They can't play this content unless they own Battlefield 6. So don't worry about that there. But when we click create new, the other day it published it right away for me. So it says experience saved, and I'm going to submit it then to publishing, and it says published experience successfully. So it's telling me it's published already. Now, you don't want to leave this right away. What you want to do is go back to projects, and it has published it right away, which is great. But it doesn't show up under your experiences right away in game. We're going to head over to the game in a moment, so I'll show you what I mean. You want to get your code for this server or for this experience. So what you want to do is click on the 3 little dots, and you want to click on share. And this is going to give you a code, which I'm just going to take note of now, because you're going to need this code to find your server. So my code for this server is Y34A2. And I'm going to need that. And I'll show you why now. We're going to switch over to the game. Right, so here we are in game. Now, to find any experiences that you have created, you want to go down to community. This week is search experiences, browse servers, and also you can view my experiences, and this is where your experiences should go. I've created 2 now. As you could see, we had 2 that were published, but it says I haven't created any portal experiences yet. Visit the portal builder tool to create experiences. That's not correct. We got 2 that are published, so don't worry too much about that. That's why we had to write down the code. We're going to search for the experience in a moment, but one thing we should mention just before we do that, I'm sure you're aware, but you've got to have a setting on in your settings to even be able to access experiences. So just make sure you do go over to your settings and you go down to system and you have show player created content turned on, because if this is turned off, you can't even play experiences. So make sure it's on. As long as it's on, you're good to go. And then to search for an experience, what we want to do is go to search experiences under community, and we want to go down to the bottom and enter our code. That's why we took note of it, right? So it was Y34A2. I'm using my keyboard on my PC. We're on PlayStation 5. Let's try again. Y34A2. 2. There we go. That's better. And that's going to bring up the GC test experience that we just created. And we can go into this and we're able to play it. Now, when you go through experiences, what I was discussing about XP is this on the right side here. Career XP progression, other progression. When you've got every single box ticked like that, you're going to be earning XP as if you're playing normal multiplayer mode. But better yet, if you're looking to get some of the trophies and achievements out of the way against bots, that's how you want the experience to look. That means trophies and achievements will also work. So that's, I know some people are looking to do servers like this to get them out the way, or bot farm for XP or whatever. You want it to look like this. Now, the problem we have is this. There's currently no servers found because nobody's created this. We need to host a server to get it going. And here's your problem. I'm going to click on host now. And it lets us change the name, description, server settings, or whatever. You don't need to touch any of this. But you then click host at the bottom. You'll notice host locally doesn't work. Hosting locally is only available for custom portal experiences. So if we set up a custom experience that didn't allow all the XP, that didn't work like multiplayer, that wouldn't be included for trophies and achievements, we would be able to host locally and host this every time. However, when we do it like we have, verified with all the XP, we've got to host it through them, and there's a big issue. Now, before we click host and show you the issue, I'd want to talk about making it private. If you want to make this private where you're only going to be going against bots, or you're only going to be playing against your friends, make sure you input a password. So password GC, and that means then when you do host this server, if it works, you can set up a full-on bot lobby if that's what you want, or you can also just invite your friends and just play with your friends. So when I click host, here's the issue that we're going to get. It's going to come up with quota exceeded. Global game quota has been exceeded. What this basically means is there's too many servers that are being hosted right now. You've got to wait for a window for yours to be hosted. Once you host it, it will remain active while you're within it, and then once everybody leaves, it will go off of the server, freeing up space for other people to create theirs. Unless people choose persistent server. If you choose persistent server and click on host, if you eventually get in and get the server hosted, even when you and your friends all leave the server and the experience, it's going to stay active. That's what it says. Enabling persistent servers will let your created servers remain active even after leaving them. And this is what a lot of people are doing. Now, there is a time span on this. That I think it's like once they've been inactive for 7 days, it will automatically be removed from their servers, freeing up space. But so many people are doing this, it's taking up so much of their server space, which is making it very difficult for people to host. And you've got to get very, very lucky to host a server on this game. I have only managed to do it once so far. Now, you could literally sit here all day and just keep on clicking it until you get the right window and get lucky. But yeah, while they're at full capacity, you are not going to be able to host it. And that's a big issue right now. A lot of people are complaining about it. The game's still quite fresh, so obviously as the game dwindles down, people playing it and the player count starts to drop, hopefully this frees up a lot more space so you can host it more freely in time. But right now, it's an absolute nightmare, and if you want the guarantee of being able to host and get your experience going and playing it and host locally, you've got to do it through the custom setup that I've shown you, and custom will work fine on the locally hosting, and you'll be able to play with your friends, but you're not going to have all the XP gains, like I said, or the ability to get trophies or achievements or anything like that. It's the issue with this right now. It's a royal pain, but yeah, that's where we're at, and that's how this works. That's how you set up an experience on the portal. That's how you get into it. That's how you play with your friends and how you make it private with the password. It's pretty much all you need to know, and how the XP works and the XP gains if you want that. It's just right now not a great time to actually play your experiences because of how it works with the hosting and not being able to actually host your game, which really sucks. I'm just trying one more time, but yeah, I don't know. They're working on it, they say. Hopefully they free up some more server space in the future. Hopefully a lot of the servers that people have open that aren't being used get closed down soon. You just got to find the right window and get lucky. Or play custom and lose out on the XP, lose out on the ability for trophies and achievements, but still be able to play privately with your friends and how you want to do it. Custom will work under host locally. But that's everything that you need to know about the portal, how to set it up, how it looks in-game, how to access it in game. I hope the video has been helpful. If it has been, give it a like, Give a comment down below as well to support the algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe also. And until next time, take care.